Welcome back. This is my little buddy Oliver. He's 1 year old this week. Can you say hello? Huh? Could you say hello? He won't leave me alone. I mean, he just follows me wherever I go. Back with a review for The Nun, 2018's The Nun, I saw earlier in the week. Of course, The Nun is a spin-off within the Conjuring universe, and it is a film based on the character of the nun from the second Conjuring film. Essentially a backstory going into the origins of the nun, and it's 100% focused on that nun character, which was so popular, I think, from the second film. Directed by Corin Hardy, who did The Hallow. I think that was his only other credit. He did a great job in this film, I thought. And it stars Demian Bashir, who's better known to have played Fidel Castro in Chi. And he also was in The Hateful Eight, Quentin Tarantino Hateful Eight. And it also stars, what the heck is her name? Tasha Farmiga. Strange name for a girl coming out of New Jersey, but hey, I really thought this was well done. The acting was fantastic. The mood, the settings. The film was shot in Romania, and it really did a great job of setting a great mood and atmosphere. You know, there are jump scares, which seems to be what you would expect from any of the modern horror films, particularly within the Conjuring universe. To me, some of those films are simply almost as if the storyline is waiting for a jump scare. I didn't really get that feeling in this. I don't really have a problem with jump scares as long as they're set up correctly. And I think in this film you get that. You get a lot of build-up and tension, a lot of gothic atmosphere, great characters, great dialogue. And so when the jump scares come, it's not as cheap. It doesn't feel as cheap as some of the other films that just kind of focus predominantly on, hey, let's get to the next jump scare. You know, to me, like the remake of Blair Witch, and really the original Blair Witch to me is just a series of, hey, next jump scare. I mean, we don't really have a plot here. It's just we're waiting for the next jump scare. I don't think you can put The Nun in that category because it's got an interesting story set in a beautiful location and great acting. And I really enjoyed it. I was surprisingly pleased with it. I don't think it's a great film, but I do think it's a film that it's worth owning on Blu-ray and it's worth seeing in the theater. Highly enjoyable. It does have CGI, it does have jump scares, but as I said before, I can live with those as long as the build-up is there, and the build-up is there in spades in The Nun 2018. So I highly recommend it. I would give it a 7 out of 10. I probably need to see it again before I could render a more concerted rating, but I do feel like coming out of the film, it's a solid 7 out of 10. It may get a higher rating. I don't know. I really enjoyed the time it took and the patience it took to build a story and build attention before it got to the jump scare or the CGI effect. I really felt good about that, and it to me harkens back to some of the great Hammer and Italian Gothic horror films from the 60s and 70s. So I think if you are of that mind and you like those type of films, I would give it a try. Don't be scared off by, oh geez, Conjuring spinoff, it's going to be a bunch of jump scares. I think it's a lot more than that. Box office wise, the film, I mean, it cost about $22 million to make, and it's already made $228 million. So I guess the question on the table is, are we going to get any more Conjuring films or Conjuring spin-off within the universe? And I think the best answer is, does a bear shit in the woods? So with that, I will leave you with my review for The Nun. Let me know what you think if you've seen the film. Appreciate you watching.